Unelected left-wing bureaucrats who are no fans of a conservative agenda already planning to fight back against Trump if he's elected in November.
But the American Accountability Foundation, a conservative-backed group, is prepared, making a list of federal employees who may try to interfere with the Make America Great Again agenda.
Joining us now, the president of that group, Tom Jones. Tom, thanks for being on the show. So what is your foundation doing and why is it necessary?
Yeah, so when we were growing up, what we learned watching Schoolhouse Rock was that Congress passed laws, the president signed them, and that's how we governed ourselves. What the American people weren't told was that there's a cadre of tens of thousands of senior civil servants who actually implement and very often make the laws because Congress doesn't drill down into the details. And that's particularly important at the border. And what's happened is the Department of Homeland Security and Department of Justice are staffed by a bunch of left-wing staffers in the senior civil service ranks who are just open border leftists. And what we're doing is we're educating the American people about who these people are so that if President Trump wins and he wants to implement the agenda that the American people elected him for, he knows who's not going to be open to implementing that agenda, and he can find somewhere else for them to work so that the American people get the border security that they asked for.
Despite the left building up a resistance, and I'm quoting the New York Times, the resistance to a new Trump administration has already started. What you're doing, Tom, has been called the new McCarthyism, the Red Scare, and there is just how quickly these liberals go from being the perpetrator to the victim. And I thought to myself, you know what? We're the taxpayers. All of these people you're looking at, they work for us. Why shouldn't we know who they are and what they're doing?
Exactly. And these people aren't building bridges. These people are making public policy. If you want to make public policy, you got to put your name on the ballot. You've got to run for Congress. That's not what these people want to do. They want to be unaccountable bureaucrats who work in these agencies and never get seen. You know, the Washington Post likes to tell us democracy dies in darkness. You know what the darkest place in Washington is? It's the 6th floor of the Department of Homeland Security, where people are blocking the implementation of the border wall, where they're drafting parole rules that are letting illegal immigrants in left and right and making every community in America a border community.
And Tom, these liberals will say, well, these good employees, they're loyal to the Constitution, not a president. The problem with that is these liberals' view of the Constitution is whatever they dream up of at night. So they have no rules, they have no guardrails, and which is how you have unelected bureaucrats not following the direction of the one person who's their boss, which is the president, the only guy elected by the American people.
Exactly. If you're loyal to the Constitution, you should implement the policies that the American people elected the president to implement. Yes. That's what the Constitution clearly outlines. And these folks don't like it because it's no fun standing for election. It's hard. You got to go knock on doors. It's easier just to get a job as a GS-14, do whatever you want, implement the liberal agenda that you were taught at UC Berkeley, and push that through without accountability. The hard work of democracy is no fun. And that's why bureaucrats like plugging away in obscurity without scrutiny. We think that needs to change, and that's why we're going to tell you who these people are and what they're about.
And this is not doxing, Tom, right? This is just telling us who our employees are.
100%. This is what they believe. This is what they've said. This is what they've posted. And you get to make your own decision.
I love it, Tom Jones. Thanks for being with us on The Bottom Line. We appreciate it. That does it for us.